Hey guys, so today we have a ton of news. A lot has been happening as you guys have seen, and there's a lot of updates that I don't think a lot of you know about. So the first thing, plain and simple, the copy paste is now working. So if you notice, when you paste things into the script, it used to delete it all and you have to Control Z and then Re-Control V. Now you paste it, that's it. One still minor bug that they're still having is that when you highlight something and then Control V, it's not going to replace the text that you highlighted. Instead, it's just going to place it on top of the text that was highlighted. And that's just a small problem. It shouldn't make too big a difference, but I'll let them know so they can get that fixed up as well. Also, this is super exciting. Very soon, they're going to have a full voice library of hundreds, if not thousands, of voices that we can choose from. That means different accents, different pitches, different tones, different speeds. That way, we can customize our voice exactly how we want it. So I assume it's kind of going to be something like this, where we can change the temperature, the speed, the voice guidance, the style guidance, the sample rate. There's all kinds of things here. This is not what they're using exactly, but I have a suspicion that we're going to be able to set up a lot of different voices and choose from a lot of different options, which is super cool. Now, Air's also bringing on a full-time SRE and another person, just like Tyler. I don't know if you guys know who Tyler is. He's like the main dev guy. He's the support engineer, and he's awesome. He's a great dude, but he can't handle everybody. There's so many people now, and there's a lot of issues, as we all know. And that's just because it's in beta. Well, actually, I don't know if it's in beta, but it's very early on. We all know that, and there's going to be issues. He can't handle it all right now. It's too much. So now they're going to bring on another person, which is going to mean we're all going to get our answers a lot quicker now. Now I know a lot of people were struggling with that refresh the page. It kept saying refresh, refresh, refresh. Now I don't know exactly when it was released. I think it was released last night. There was a patch where 82% of that is gone now. So it should be happening a lot less. They fixed a big part of it. It's still going to happen once in a while, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and just refreshing the page should fix it now. Another thing is they're going to do slower rollouts with updates. Instead of just pushing things out like they did, they pushed these 4 updates out at the same time. I made videos on them. I'll link them up there. But they just put 4 updates out super quick, and they were a little buggy in a couple different ways, and they don't want to do that anymore. From now on, they want to do slower rollouts where they can really test them and iterate them before they roll it out so that they can make sure that there's not going to be bugs, there's not going to be fires they have to put out, there's not going to be more issues coming in. And then just like we were talking about that support engineer, there's a lot of other ways that Air is looking to scale right now, which is super cool. So one thing is soon, if they continue at the rate that they're going, they're going to be the number one in the world, number one on the planet holder of call data. That means that they can train their large language models on millions and millions and millions of hours of call data. And that's not something that almost any other company in the world can do, which is crazy. So that is not even too far out. And speaking of, they're looking to recruit one of the best LLM experts in the entire world. So LLM, again, if you don't know what it is, it's a large language model expert. This guy has a ton of research on LLMs. He has vast knowledge on it, and if he can join, that's going to be super exciting. And you may be thinking, how are they recruiting a guy of this level? Well, they're also now looking for funding. And there's a ton of investors that are already, given the proposals looking to invest in their company. They've had proposals for a very long time, but now they're looking to take action on them. So I'm pretty sure they're going for around $30 million in funding, and hopefully that's going to take place in the next couple of weeks. And when it does, you're going to see quick improvements. Also, there was this new voice that's going to come out in the next couple of weeks. I'll link it up there. It was amazing. Like, it's an amazing voice. You can't even tell that it's not a human. It's crazy. That's version 2. There's going to be a version 3 in a couple months. That is going to blow you away because it's like it's at the point where even the founders can almost not tell that it's a robot, which is crazy. So the average everyday person that hasn't been focused on this technology for years of their life, they're not going to know. Back to this LLM expert for a second. When he gets recruited, there's 2 things that they're going to be pushing out for Air that are going to change everything. So the first thing is, right now, it's all based off GPT 3.5, which is okay. GPT 4 is a lot better, but it costs money, so there's not an option for that. But instead of upgrading to GPT 4, they're going to build their own in-house large language model. And that might be like whatever to you, like, oh, there's already been billions of dollars invested in GPT. Why are they doing that? Well, because listen, GPT is made for answering questions. This, what they're developing, is going to be made for sales and customer service strictly. That means it's not going to answer questions in that like robotic and very professional way. It's going to be more casual. It's made to sound from the ground up. It's made to sound like a salesman or a customer service agent. Because ChatGPT is not made to sound like that. It's made to sound like an AI that can just answer questions. Simple as that. And the second thing is, and this is super cool, the guy that's an expert on this is going to help them develop a model where it's going to be able to predict when the person's going to stop speaking. That means it can predict when to start speaking, so it can start speaking almost instantly as soon as that prospect stops speaking. This is just how humans have conversations. I predict when he is going to stop speaking, and that's when I know to start speaking. Now, the AI is soon going to be able to do this by the tone of your voice, and when it can, latency is going to go away because there can't be no latency. That's not possible, but what we can do is start that latency. That, let's say there's a 1 second latency. If we start that 1 second before the person stops talking, the latency doesn't matter. No one will even know that it's there. Now, I know I'm jumping around, but back to the updates that they did not too long ago. So the live transfer update went super well, but there was a lot of the live transfers being transferred before it was at the point where it should have been. So right now they put a 4-second delay on it, so it sounded a lot more realistic as well. So that should be updated now. And I know the agent, sometimes it just starts speaking gibberish or some crazy stuff, or it's super slow, or when you pick up, it takes like 13 seconds before it actually answers you. That's not the new voice. That's not the new updates that are rolling out. The voice is actually a lot faster and it has a lot less bugs. There's just right now, it will have a lot less bugs moving forward, but right now there's a lot of bugs since they just released it. Although today, actually, I've seen that it works super well. Like I pick up the phone, within half a second, it's saying, hey. So that's super cool. I could already see the big improvement with the seed phrases. Another thing is a lot of times people are doing role plays and it wasn't going through. If that's the case, most likely it's just backed up. And what happens is if you do a call, it doesn't go through. You're like, okay, let me do another. Something got messed up. So you do another, do another, do another. It gets backed up in this queue. And since everyone's struggling with it because everyone's lower and lower in this queue, they're all doing 5 different calls, which backs up the queue even more. And then all of a sudden, hours later, they all go through and you get spammed like 5, 6 calls. So if that happened to you, do not keep spamming the calls. Just do one. If it doesn't go through, try API calling. If that doesn't work for some reason, if you can't figure it out, I have a video, again, I'll link that up there. If you can't figure it out, then just wait a couple hours. Don't keep doing it. Also, I'm sure some of you guys saw, but there's new magically generated script options. So they already had a couple different choices you could choose from, but now there's even more. So you can, pick one of their proven templates. There was also a patch last night because a lot of people were copying scripts and pasting them somewhere else, and the ending bracket wouldn't copy off the knowledge base, off the prospect name, and it was causing a ton of problems because when there's that open bracket, it's going to say none, or it's just not going to work. The whole script is just going to break down. So that was a huge problem, and that should have went out last night or during today, and that should be fixed now. So when you copy and paste, it's going to copy everything, including the closing bracket. And if you can't figure out those seed phrases at all, you want to make sure that you are doing an indent. So you press enter and then you do the seed phrase on a fresh line. If you try to do a seed phrase on a line where there's already text, it's not going to work. And then last thing, somewhat soon, we're going to be able to pick our area codes for every campaign. So let's say we want to send out a campaign to Texas. Now, there's 2 things we can do. First, we can adjust our voice so that it has a southern accent. Then we can adjust our area code so that it reflects a Texas area code. That's going to be super powerful. All right, guys, that was all the updates for today. I hope you guys learned some stuff, and I'm super excited for the future of AIR. Once again, if you are an agency owner, I have a link down in my description. It's novaecho.solutions. Basically, I do the service delivery for you so you can focus on the marketing and sales. And if you're very new to AIR, if you're a business that's trying to get into using AIR and using it in their own business, I have another link in the description, novaecho.tech, and you can book a call with me. I can help you out, show you some demos, and give you some tips. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.